Hello, this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber, and it's Wednesday, so it's time for another 10 minutes of truth here at Lincoln Disc Nutrition in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I've got an article that I want to cover today, like usual, and this article is from the Journal of Exposure Science and Environmental Epidemiology, February 15th, 2024. The name of this study is called a pilot study of chlormequat in food and urine from adults in the United States from 2017 to 2023. So this is a pilot study which measured the levels of chlormequat in urines of individuals from 3 geographic regions within the United States from 2017 to 2023. As well as levels of chlormequat in oat and wheat-based products purchased in the United States in 2022 and 2023. And this is the first report of urinary chlormequat measurements in adults residing in the United States. So, you're probably thinking right now, what the heck is chlormequat? Well, chlormequat is a plant growth regulator whose use on grain crops is starting to be on the rise in North America. And what this herbicide does is it's a plant growth inhibitor which keeps crops from growing too tall so they bend over and they're more difficult to harvest. That's what this product does. So in 2018, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency permitted the imports of foods, primarily grains, treated with chlormequat. In the European Union, the United Kingdom, and Canada, chlormequat chloride is approved for use on food crops, primarily wheat, oats, and barley. Toxicological studies show that exposure to chlormequat can reduce fertility and harm developing fetuses at doses lower than used by regulatory agencies to set allowable daily use intake levels. In the UK and the European Union, chlormequat is most often detected pesticide residue in grains and cereals. And that's been documented over multiple years. So what are the impacts of chlormequat exposure on animals and humans? Number one, it has impact on reproductive and fertility toxicity, so it's toxic to our reproductive organs. Reproductive declines in animals raised on chlormequat treated grains. Female animals fed chlormequat treated grains exhibited disrupted estrogen cycling and difficulty mating compared to animals on a controlled chlormequat free diet. Animals exposed to chlormequat via diet or drinking water during development exhibited decreased fertilization capacity of sperm in vitro. They experienced delayed onset of puberty, reduced sperm motility, decreased weights of male reproductive organs, and decreased testosterone levels in animals exposed during sensitive windows of development. Developmental toxicity studies also suggest that chlormequat exposure during pregnancy can dysregulate fetal growth and metabolism. In general population samples from the United Kingdom and Sweden, chlormequat was detected in the urine of nearly 100% of study participants at frequencies and concentrations considerably higher than for metabolites of other pesticides. The potential presence of chemicals associated with reproductive harm in serum and milk has important implications for exposure during pregnancy and to infants. Now, the thing that they found chlormequat most likely to be in was wheat, and oats, and some animal products, which would be animals that eat that kind of thing. The allowable levels then were increased in 2020 by the EPA. Pesticide biomonitoring in over 1,000 adolescents from Sweden documented 100% detection frequencies of chloroquine from 20,000 from 2000 to 2017. Oat products contain chlormequat more frequently than wheat products. In fact, chlormequat was detected in 82% of UK oat samples. In food samples from the United Kingdom, chlormequat is far more prevalent in wheat-based products such as bread, in which 90% of the samples collected had detected levels of chlormequat. Now, in the United States, 80% of all urine samples contain chlormequat. The authors observed high detection frequencies of chlormequat in oat-based foods. Food samples purchased in the U.S. from 2022 to 2023 show detectable levels of chlormequat in all but 2 of 25 conventional oat-based products. So here's the sort of the moral of the story, or the takeaway. Number one is you got to stay away from oats. You know, our food industry is making us sick. The pharmaceutical industry keeps us sick, but the food industry makes us sick. So you got to be careful about what you eat and what you buy. And I would recommend never buying oats unless they're organic steel-cut oats. And then there's some other issues with oats that are not all that good. But you go to the store and you buy normal, non-organic oats, they're going to have high levels of GMO and high levels of chlormequat. And both of those products are bad for you. And in the United States, we have increasing levels of diabetes, we have increasing levels of obesity, we have increasing levels of infertility, and increasing levels of lots of other problems as well, increasing levels of cancer. And so you need to protect yourself, and you need to be careful about some of the things that you buy. And so oats are one of those things. Don't eat oats anymore, especially if they're not organic. Don't eat them. Especially don't feed them to your kids if you want to have grandkids, because this chlormequat has definite reproductive issues and when in a human being. And so stay away from oats. You know, non-organic wheat doesn't sound like it's a lot better. And try and eat as much organic food as you can. So I never heard of this product, this pesticide before I ran across this article. And so unfortunately, it's another thing that we need to look out for. And it just seems like the population of the Western world is being slowly poisoned by all the herbicides and pesticides and toxic chemicals that we're exposed to. So as best as you can, stay away from these products and stay healthy. I'll see you next Wednesday for another 10 Minutes of Truth. This is Dr. Firnhaber at Lincoln Disc Nutrition here in Lincoln, Nebraska, saying, eat healthy, okay? Keep yourself safe, and we'll see you next week.